So I brought you a video recently going over the highway code and its changes that happened 3 years ago. It recently passed its 3-year anniversary. And one of the big changes on there is basically down to, you want the cyclists and pedestrians and horse riders, anybody who's a vulnerable road user to be more safe on the road. Now, most people either aren't aware of these changes despite it being 3 years, and a lot of people just simply don't care. Simple as that. It's not quite as simple as that as well. Some of these changes are very hard to actually follow on most UK roads. There's just simply not enough space for a lot of modern cars and cyclists to coexist on the same road. It is what it is. That's a debate that's going to rage for a very long time and something I've spoke about a lot. But one of the pieces of advice in that video is that I basically said that, something that you guys should use is something called the Dutch reach method when opening and closing doors. Now, honestly, that was something I wasn't aware of when I brought you that information. I didn't know that was a thing before I went and researched it. So I thought it'd be a good idea to actually just say what it is, basically. What is the Dutch reach method? Because I didn't have time to go into it during that video. So I'm going to do that now. I've gone over to the AA, the Automotive Breakdown Cover guys here in the UK, just to go over what this actually is and how you can do it and how it can literally save lives in some instances when you do it right. It might have an unusual sounding name, but the Dutch reach is a safety method that is used to help save the lives of cyclists every single year. Each year, over 700 cyclists are injured and 2 are killed by car doors, according to government stats. But the Dutch reach could help prevent this. But what is it? Well, it was something that was used first in the 1970s, and it's been used for motorists ever since. And of course, it comes from the Netherlands, where they are very popular when it comes to cycling over there. If anybody who's been to the Netherlands will know just how many cyclists there are overweight. It absolutely takes your breath away. It's something that we'll never ever have in the UK. I mean, it does help having a country that's as flat as a pancake, but they are very big on cycling over there. And its aim is to stop cyclists and pedestrians from being hit by car doors as they pass parked cars. The method involves opening a car door from the inside with the hand furthest from the handle. That gives you the chance to check your mirrors and blind spots for passing people or cars. So, for example, here in the UK, you should open the car door with your left hand. Obviously, that is reversed for people on the other side of the car, and also if you do, the driver and also passenger seats, they do flip, of course, in Europe. So just bear that in mind, of course. But the aim is always to use the hand that is further away from the door. And the method involves 5 different steps, 5 key steps that really go into it. Reach, swivel, look back, open slowly, and exit facing traffic. Basically, just take your time with this as well, of course, because, at the end of the day, I mean, it depends where you park, of course. You're unlikely to see somebody on, if you're just on a relatively country road with some grass or whatever, you're unlikely to see people out there in general, and even more unlikely to see somebody going on the grass with a bike, for example. But it's always possible, of course. This is more for when you're parked on a city street or somewhere like that. And like I said, I mean, hundreds of people are injured every year in the UK by car doors opening. That's quite bad. I didn't really think it'd be that many, given how relatively low cycling numbers are, of course. But the method basically employs this because, it forces your body to turn and check behind you naturally, and it also allows you to check your rear view mirror and wing mirrors as you swivel too. And once you check your blind spot, you can make sure there's no approaching cyclist that you might hit with a car door. If there is, don't open it, obviously. Kind of common sense at that point. But why should you do it? Well, opening your car door from the inside with your further hand is called the Dutch reach, and it helps make sure that you turn your body and look behind you into your blind spot before opening the door. And that way, you should avoid opening the door into an approaching cyclist, a crime known as dooring a cyclist. And apparently, 58% of men have never heard of it. I was one of that 58 before I researched it. And also 71% of women. Women, let the side down. What's going on? You guys are meant to be more sensible than us. What's happening there? But yeah, that's basically it, guys. There's not a lot to it. But, you might even do it without realizing it. But I would highly recommend it, especially if you're in a built urban area. You could, save someone's life or at least prevent someone being injured. And thinking cynically as well, stops your car door from getting damaged as well, if you want to think selfishly about it. But yeah, there we go, guys. That's what the Dutch reach is. Have you ever heard of it before this video? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, see you very soon for some more motoring news and things explained videos here on themotoringchronicle.com. Have a great weekend, guys. See you very soon.